In this video, we'll be looking at the options for setting up your eBay account. There are two different types of eBay accounts, individual and business. Individual accounts are for casual sellers, individuals selling or buying a few things and not selling as a business. Business accounts are for businesses that are buying items for resale, buying or selling for a business, selling items that you have made yourself. There's not all that much difference between business and individual accounts. If you're a business, you have certain obligations. For example, you have to accept returns. eBay business accounts can have a slightly different fee structure. They also have higher selling limits. An individual account can be converted to a business account, and there is no cost to have a business account. Once an individual account has been converted to a business account, it cannot be converted back. When creating a business account, you need to submit the following information: the legal business name as registered with Companies House or a similar national organisation, your registered business address, your business registration number if you are a registered business, your tax information if you're registered for sales tax or value-added tax, a landline telephone, and the payment details for fees. These could be your bank account for direct debit, or it could be a credit or debit card. Two things to note about eBay accounts. New eBay accounts will have seller limits. This restricts the amount of products you can list and the amount of products you can sell in a month. As your account gains history, your seller limit will be lifted. You can also request an increase in your limit. You can view your selling limit from the seller dashboard. If you go to Sell, it'll take you to the Seller Hub, and then go to Overview, scroll down the page, and here we'll have your monthly limit. So this account can list up to 150 items and £7 million limit, because it's a very well established account. If you want to list more, you can click this button to request to list more. You will then be put through to eBay customer support, who will decide on your case. Unlike Amazon, it is possible for the same company to have multiple eBay accounts. You do, however, need to be beware of duplicate listings. Duplicate listings, i.e. listing the same product twice, is not allowed by eBay. If eBay thinks that you are using multiple accounts to get around its duplicate listing rule, it may shut down your account. eBay also states that you can't use multiple accounts to get around selling limits. So we'll be looking at the fees that eBay charges sellers. There are a number of components to eBay fees. The first is the insertion fee. This is the fee for listing an item on eBay. Sellers can choose from a number of listing upgrades to get more exposure from their products, each of which has an associated cost. When an item sells, there is a final value fee to pay. This is a percentage of the sale value of the item. If you're a top-rated seller, you are eligible for a premium listing discount. If you're a business seller, you can sign up for one of eBay's shops, which gives discount on insertion fees. Please bear in mind that fees change frequently, so you should check eBay's website for the latest fees. An insertion fee is the fee you pay to eBay to list a product on its marketplace. An individual account will get 1,003 listings per month, and they're 35 pence after that. If you have a business account, it costs 30p per listing. If you subscribe to an eBay shop, there are three shop levels: basic, featured, and anchor. A basic shop gets 250 free listings, and they're 10 pence after that, and the shop subscription costs £25 per month. Featured, you get 1,500 free listings, 5 pence after, and it's £69 for the shop subscription per month. With an anchor shop, which is the highest level, there is no limit on the number of free listings you get, and it is £400 a month for the shop subscription. eBay offers a number of optional listing upgrades which give items more exposure or more features. If you have an auction item and you wish to put a reserve price on it, that is a price below which the item will not sell, the charge of that is 4% of the reserve price. Bear in mind that adding a reserve price to your auction will reduce the likelihood of it selling. If you want to add a buy it now to your auction, that costs 50 pence. The buy it now price will still be available until the first bid has been placed on the auction. A subtitle is a way of giving more information to potential customers. However, it is expensive and costs £2 per listing. This listing here for some Apple AirPods has this subtitle here: UK seller, 4 PM same day dispatch, 30-day returns. You can see that helps to bring out the listing and gives more information to potential buyers. Gallery Plus is a feature. When the user rolls their cursor over a picture, it shows a larger version in the search results. This is free in some categories, but others are charged at £2.50. Finally, international site visibility allows your listings to appear in the standard search on international eBay sites. Typically, listings which are not domestic would appear at the bottom of the normal search results under the heading More Items from International Sellers. Once an item is sold, there is a final value fee. This ranges from 5 to 11% of the sale, including the postage. There's also a charge of 30 pence per order. If your seller performance is below standard, you will pay an extra 4% fee. If you're a high volume seller, you'll get a 4% discount above 25k and an 8% discount above £200,000 per month. There is a further discount available for top rated sellers of 10% if they qualify for eBay Premium Service. As well as being a top rated seller, the listing must offer a free domestic delivery option within 3 working days, an express delivery option with 2 working days which is less than £10, and for all items over £20, all delivery must be tracked. The seller should also offer 30-day returns. In this listing, you can see that it is an eBay Premium Service, and this fact is advertised in the top right-hand corner. The fees on an order or a listing can be seen on the Seller Hub. If you click Sell, and then Payments, and then you can look at all transactions, and here you will see a list of the transactions. If you click on the transaction details for an order, you'll be able to see the fees on the order. So there is the final value fee, the variable percentage on the sell amount, and there's the fixed value P, which is 30 pence, and there is the total. eBay's fees are charged on a monthly basis. eBay will issue an itemized invoice, and a seller can choose from multiple payment methods to settle the invoice. eBay invoices can be accessed from the top navigation, then account settings, then seller account. All the invoices will be available from this screen. If you select an invoice, you can see a breakdown of the fees, and down here it'll show you the total fees and the fees as a percentage of monthly sales. You can also select the payment method for seller fees. You can choose a credit card or direct debit. We will be looking at the most important eBay account settings. eBay is a complicated platform, and therefore a number of settings have to be configured. Business information covers areas such as your eBay ID, your business information such as your registration number and VAT number, and also your address. Payment information covers how you pay for things in checkout, where you get your funds remitted to, either bank account you'll get your funds paid to. Also, if there are not enough funds in your account to cover your eBay fees, how you want the additional funds to be paid. Business policies cover your shipping, payments and return policies. These are set centrally and then can be applied to listings. Addresses are all the relevant addresses for your account. You can set a different address for your delivery address, for your returns address, and also your business address. Communication preferences sets how you communicate with your customers. Returns preferences set how you deal with returns. For example, you can choose to automatically refund returns up to a certain level. On eBay, an item does not have to be paid for at the time of purchase. Unpaid item assistant will cancel any unpaid orders, enabling you to claim back fees. Postage programs and shipping preferences set the postage programs you're enrolled with and your preferences when shipping items to your customers. The easiest way to access your account settings is from the top left hand corner. If you hover over your name and then go to account settings. Business information is where you set your username, your contact details, payment options, and your business details, which includes the details of your business registration, your registered address, your business address, and also details about the stakeholders. Payment information sets the various payment sources used for eBay. You can set a number of payment options. Here we've set a bank account which is used for payments, a MasterCard which is used for selling costs when there aren't enough funds left on the account to cover them, and also a PayPal address for making payments on eBay. Business policies sets your returns, payments and shipping rates for your listings. You set a policy and then apply it to a listing, and so you can have one policy which applies to multiple listings. Here we have the type of return policy, returns, payments, postage, etc., and also the details of the policy that's been set. We will go into these policies when we talk about listings later. Addresses is where you define the various addresses used by eBay. You can set a different registration address, delivery address, dispatch address, return address, and payment and collections address. Communication preferences is where you set the notifications you get from eBay. The most important of the communication preferences are the delivery options, which is where you set the emails that you want messages to go to. So you can set your registered email address, your email you use to send messages to other members, and the email you use to receive messages from other members, as well as an address you want your billing information to go to. So it's obviously very important to keep those accurate. and also your selling activity, where you get a list of reminders to do with your selling activity. For example, you may want to know if an item is sold or there's a return that you need to deal with. You may also want to know about your seller notifications to find out if you have going to go below top seller, and also resolution case. You should find out when buyers have open cases and when messages have been submitted, so you can keep on top of your cases. Return preferences are set from the Seller Hub. If you go to Sell and then Orders and then Return Preferences, you can set basic return rules which manage how returns are processed when a customer requests a return. You've got two options. One is you can send an automatic refund under certain circumstances. So you could say if the return is £20 or less and the reason that the customer has chosen it is because it arrived damaged, then you can automatically refund the customer. Or you can automatically approve returns under the same circumstances. So you need to set the total return amount and the reason for the return. You can also create an advanced return rule where you can choose a range of values for the refund, and you can also create a list of items to apply these refunds to, or a list of categories and a name for the rule. Selling preferences are accessed from My eBay, Summary, and then Account. We've discussed return preferences already. Preferences for items awaiting payment were previously known as the Unpaid Item Assistant. This sets how long a seller will wait before they will automatically cancel an item. So here you can set to automatically cancel unpaid items, and you can set the number of days. The multi-quantity listing setting sets whether you want listings to stay active when you're out of stock. If listings stay active when you're out of stock, they'll still be live on the eBay site, but they will not appear in search. This will maintain the listing history of the listing, which will mean that your listings will perform better in the best match algorithm. You can also choose whether buyers can see how many items you have left, and also manage who can buy from you, so you can block buyers that have, for example, bought items for you and not paid for them in the past. Postage preferences says how you deliver your products to your customers. At the top here we've got the postage programs you're enrolled with. The global shipping program is where you enable eBay to ship items to international locations that you haven't specified postage for. So for example, if you've excluded South America from the list of countries that you want to ship to, but you have opted into the global shipping program, customers from that region can still see your products, but they will be shipped to a domestic location, and eBay will ship them from there to the final destination. This is a great way of expanding the geographical reach of your products. Click and Collect is a program whereby your products can be delivered to a local collection point. In the UK, this is an Argos store. Postage rates tables are a way of setting the domestic and international shipping for listings. We'll be discussing these in the listing videos. Set same-day business handling times means you set the time before which, if an order is placed, it'll be sent the same day. If your customer buys more than one product at a time, you have to set rules as to how the postage will be specified. So for example, if they buy 2 listings and the postage on each is £2, how is that postage combined? This is what is set in the combined postage rules. So if this is selected, then it will allow buyers to send one combined payment for all items purchased, and you can set the timescale on which that is possible. You can also set a rule which determines how the postage is calculated. So here you can set add an amount for each additional item or subtract an amount for each additional item. Here a rule has been set to add £1 for each additional item. So it'll charge the postage on the first item and then add £1 for each additional item. And there was a second rule here to add £3 for each additional item. Or you can have free post and packaging. There may be certain locations that you don't want to post to, and this is done at the account level under the exclude postage location setting. The list of exclusions is managed at the individual postage policy level. However, under this setting you can choose whether you wish your postage exclusions to be overridden by the global shipping program. So you would exclude a postage location, but say if someone wants to buy this item from me, then they can do it through the global shipping program. Final setting is always ask buyer for a phone number. This setting is useful if you're selling large items which require a phone number for the courier. However, I know from experience that buyers do not like giving out their phone numbers. The Seller Hub is divided into 8 sections. Overview is where you see an overview of your eBay seller activity. You can add different sections to customize your experience. Orders is where you can access your open and fulfilled eBay orders. Listing is where you can see all your listings. Marketing is where you can access your eBay promoted listings and also markdowns and multi-buy discounts. Performance will give you graphs on your performance of your eBay account. Payments will show you the payments which eBay has made to you for sales. Research is where you can use eBay's Terapeak tool to research the eBay marketplace. And reports is where you can download details on your listings and your orders. The Seller Hub can be accessed from the Sell link in the top navigation. The different sections of Seller Hub can be accessed from the navigation across the top. Overview gives you an overview of all the information in Seller Hub. For example, adding item specifics or posting labels and dispatching items. Gives an overview of your sales and your orders. Information about your listing, shortcuts, and here you have a summary of your current seller status. This current seller is a top rated seller, and that can be seen from the metrics. You can also see your monthly limits and your feedback. Here in the right hand corner there is an option to add additional information so you can configure the information you see on your Seller Hub. The Ordered section is where you can see the details of all your orders, both those that have been dispatched and those that are waiting to be dispatched. You can filter for the orders by their status, by the timescale, by username and also by the item. You can also see details of cancellations, returns and cases. Down at the bottom here you can set your return preferences. So for example, if we want to see items which are overdue, we can select overdue at the top here, and there's an item which is overdue since the 30th of April. And if we want to see details of returns, we can click on returns, and here we have the returns which are waiting. That one's been delivered and you can see that a refund's been issued, and this one here, a return's been requested and it's waiting for the buyer to post the item. From the listing option you can manage all your active listings and also see listings which have ended. You can filter by category, by listing format and also the status. You can search by the item title and a range of other different attributes such as the item ID and the item description. Down here you will see a list of results. There's some quick filters here to see items which should either have item specifics added to improve their searchability or could be promoted. Here on the left is some navigation. You can quickly filter by listing status and you can also see your listing settings. This links to your listing settings in your account settings. The marketing section covers all your promotional activity on eBay. You have links to edit your eBay shop, details of any promotions you're running, and also links to create promoted listings. Performance gives details of the performance of your account. The first page is the summary, which gives a summary of your sales and also a summary of your traffic. You can see also your selling costs and your defect rates by regions. In the navigation here on the left hand side, you can see your seller level. This gives you details of your current eBay seller level. In this case the account is below standard, which is bad, and the reasons why your account is at this seller level. Sales in the navigation gives you a graph of your sales over time and also a breakdown of your selling fees and a breakdown of your sales by listing. Traffic gives details of the traffic to your listings and also a breakdown of your organic listings versus your promoted listings. Here you can see a breakdown of traffic by listings. Service metrics gives details of the service you're giving to customers. Here Surface Metrics gives information on your returns. Here you can see the reason for your returns and your item details on your items not as described returns. The Payment tab gives a list of payments from eBay for sales and also payments to eBay for commission costs. So here in the summary we have the funds which are scheduled to be paid to this account, where the payments are going, and a list of recent transactions. If you click all transactions you can see a detailed transaction view. Here it's got orders and bank payouts and also listing fees. The Payouts tab will give a list of the payments to a bank account. The Research tab allows you to search historical data from the eBay marketplace. You can search for keywords and see the historical sales on those keywords and the sale levels. We'll be going into this in more detail in a future lecture. The Report tab allows users to download details of their orders and their listings. You also have a link here to make bulk changes to orders and listings via an upload file.